Welcome back to Subcom FA. We got a 3v3 here on the 3v3 version of Syrtis Major, and we have some very good players in this one, so I expect this to be a very good fight. So let's just get straight to the players. Congreve for the top team as Cybern. He's an extremely good player. Just got knocked out of the Immortals trophy. Well, actually, this game was played before that happened. This was played on the 17th, and he was knocked out the day after that. On his team, we got another Cybern, Buatel, very good player. I've played him in ranked a few times, and he's very strong. And we have UK Cryo, also a very good player, going as UEF. So two Cyberns and a UEF. Across from UK Cryo, we got Captain Chlorgas, who now belongs to the BC clan of very good players. And they have Fuzzy Bunnies, not sure who that is. It's probably a name change because I've never heard of this player. And then we got also Freshies, so this is also a very strong team. On the bottom, two Seraphims and an Aeon versus two Cyberns and a UEF. So about the map, the middle is much harder to get than on normal Syrtis on account of the fact that there's four Tech 2 point defenses as well as the other Tech 1s, and also it's a complete wall off, not just a partial one. Still very valuable to get it, but you need Tech 2 to get it. Fuzzy Bunnies is just going to deal with the scout, and that's probably, if I say Fuzzy Bunnies too much, that's not going to sound too, because right off the bat, you don't want an ally that's called Fuzzy Bunnies, because that's not very intimidating. Because if you lose, what are you going to say? Oh, dude, I lost. Oh, that sucks. Who'd you lose to? Well, you see, I lost to this guy called Fuzzy Bunnies. It just doesn't sound right. Anyway. It's not as good as saying I lost to Voodoo or something. Or I lost to Cerberus. Fuzzy Bunnies just doesn't have that ring to it. But I just got distracted by a really small detail. Bomber gets absolutely massacred by Congreve and Buatel. Buatel's coming with a bomber. Freshie has a bomber in that area. Bomber looks like it had a very strange trajectory, didn't actually drop anything. And this NG will get the factory finish, so then nothing's going to happen. There's an air fight off map. Looks like the bomber is going to get shot down eventually. Doesn't matter though, the factory is done. Freshie's not making his way to the middle, so is Congreve. Here we got Cryo versus Captain Chlorgas. And here it's not really clear what the mid players are supposed to do, because they can't go after the middle until later. And they're kind of isolated in between the other two fights, so I guess it's up to them to just find something to do and maybe just tech up, I don't know. Okay, so looks like even map control early on from both teams. It looks like no one can really call air control. Congreve's coming in with some interceptors. He's trying to do something with those, but that's not going to be too effective. It's not going to have a big impact on the game. Oh yeah, and I'm kind of mad at YouTube because I had a really good game casted for all you guys to watch. It's a sentence that lasted a long time, and it's really epic. But YouTube didn't actually upload it, even though I uploaded it for 8 hours straight. It's not actually in the video manager, so I don't understand what happened, but it's gonna be a while before I can get that to you guys, so that's why I'm doing this one instead. Because the video file for this won't be as large, so I'll be able to upload it tonight, I hope. Looks like Freshie has more units than Congreve early on. He's got a really big spam, and he's going Tech 2 as well. Freshie is known for his spam. If you leave him alone for 6 or 7 minutes, then he's got suddenly a massive army, and that's exactly what's happened here. It's definitely a player that you can't leave alone for too long. And the civilians are getting kills. This is rather sad. There's 2 kills on that one. I really don't understand if they kill stuff, then you can't really call them civilians anymore, can you? So then they should be. Anyway, we got Captain Clorgas. Looks like he has the gun. Cryo also has the gun, but Captain Clorgas has a massive army, and he's going to be able to gain a lot of ground here. He also had a lot of bombers, and Fuzzy Bunnies is supporting with air. So Cryo gets his forward position demolished, and Clorgas already has engineers following this up. They didn't live for too long, but he's definitely doing the right thing with those. Now that he's secured the area, he can definitely move in with some NGs. He needs to get all this mass, because this is very important. Looks like Bomber is still alive, but Fuzzy Bunnies is providing good air support for Clorgas. Here's a Buatel with a bomber. The units are bunched up. If that had landed in the middle, that could have done more damage. Looks like Congreve and Freshie with massive armies. Looks like both of them with the gun as well. Yeah, definitely both of them with the gun. Looks like Congreve might not have stealth yet. I don't think he does. And so very even fights, both on top and bottom. Freshie on Congreve and Clorgas on Cryo. 12 kills, 4 kills. And we see Tech 2 everywhere for Congreve. He's got some Tech 2 point defense, and looks like Congreve might actually be in trouble here. Because just looking at the number of units that are bearing down on his ACU, his Tech 2 point defense has got overwhelmed. Fresh still has a decent amount of health. This point defense will fall as well. Congreve's got his force in the back. Looks like he will be able to hold on. And Fresh is forced to retreat instead. He's got some Ilshivas in the mix now. Those should get overcharged, I should expect. Looks like some gunships coming in from Fuzzy Bunnies. They're going to try to finish the job. A banger with 108 health left promptly gets overcharged. Congreve just hit the 40 kill mark, so he should be in good shape. He's getting raided pretty hard though. An emergency point defense will save his little area over there. And whichever player can hold on to this area here will have a huge prize. Looks like Fuzzy Bunnies has made a few Auroras to support. Gunships are getting destroyed by Congreve, and Fuzzy Bunnies has to protect them. Here's Congreve standing, getting some kills. He's at 63 already. Fresh is just at 24, so Congreve, if anything, has gone well for him, it's that. And Freshie is following up with a huge force of engineers to reclaim everything in their path. Congreve is going to stand his ground. He's got 2 point defenses now. We'll definitely keep watch over the reclaim field for him. I don't know why I always do that when I start casting. I just have this weird throat problem, I guess. I don't know. But do we see any Tech 2 from the bottom fight? It looks like it's... as soon as I said that, Cryo is making a Tech 2 point defense. So he's the one who's transitioned first. He's got a tactical missile launcher with missiles loaded. Fuzzy Bunny's telling Captain Clorgas to make TMD. He's already on it. It's going to be a question of, is this fired before? Because as soon as that goes up, then Cryo's options will be very limited. Still very even between Freshie and Congreve. Freshie is now taking some damage from bombers from Butel, who's been very quiet this whole game. Haven't seen anything from him, because that's because he's been teching up to Tech 3 air. It's been his plan, I guess. Because now he's making us, is that a spook? It's a spook. I am starting to learn the names of the units. Butel is trying to take over the middle. He's trying to counter the point defense with his own point defense, but that's not going to work because the civs get shields. Cyber aren't very good at point defense standoffs. Here we see missiles flying out from Fuzzy Bunnies, and they're destroying Buetel's mass extractors. Looks like Congreve with some Vipers. And he's going to be slowly plinking away at this shield, still at 90%. So that's not going to die for a very long time. Congreve is going to try to speed up the process with his ACU. He's at 97 kills, almost at 100. He's got pretty much 3 times the kills of Freshie. Freshie's now making some tech to point defense. That's going to be annoying for Congreve to have to deal with. Although with his mobile missile launchers, he should be in pretty good shape. Freshie also has mobile missile launchers, so it's an MML fight. In those cases, movement is very important. Looks like Fuzzy Bunnies has gone to Tech 3 Air himself, and he's making strap bombers. Not sure where he's getting the power for this. He's got these 3 Tech 2s. Just to check his power balance, looks like it's actually pretty good. Oh, that's because he has all these Tech 1s. I didn't even notice those. And now Congreve with a big push, lots of Tech 2 in this force. Freshie's going to have to give up some more ground. And Tech 3 from Congreve, we see some Loyalists and Trebuchets already out. Freshie is going to start to take some serious damage from the Tech 3 artillery. And looks like Buetel is going to... He might take air, I don't know. Now some bombers from Fuzzy Bunnies were going after Congreve's ACU. Congreve is down to just 4k health. Are there any bombers still in the area? Doesn't look like there are, so Congreve manages to live through that. Freshie now with some good overcharges through the middle, but is going to be forced back by the defensive line of Congreve. So good work. So Freshie's got to do something fast, because there is Tech 3, the Loyalists and Bricks, as well as the Trebuchet. Those will be difficult for him to deal with. So he's trying to go Tech 3 himself, but he's going to lose a lot of time here. The way back for him is obviously to get some really good overcharges in, and that's what he's going to try to do. Looks like he got one of the bricks there, so gives him some breathing space. Now ASF in production for Fuzzy Bunnies as well as Buetel. Looks like Fuzzy Bunnies is way ahead though. That's because Buetel has very little build capacity on it. He's got some hives, but that's not a lot. Freshie now with 61 kills, Congreve with 108. And on the bottom it's very much a static fight because now it's gone into a Tech 2 point defense standoff, so Chlorgas is gonna survive as long as he can and hope that Cryo doesn't run him over with Ravagers, which is what's about to happen. As soon as this Tech 3 upgrade is finished, Cryo will switch everything to start making Ravagers, and that'll pretty much be the end of the fight. Because UAF are obviously the best faction for point defense standoffs, simply because of the Ravager. Here's another brick. It's probably vulnerable to overcharges. Freshie now with a shield. This makes his ACU very strong. It adds another 10,000 health. And he gets the overcharge off to kill one of the bricks. There's still another one over here though. See the smoking wreck. Needs to be reclaimed soon. Congreve is trying to do that, but the NGs don't live too long against an ACU. Now it looks like Fuzzy Bunnies with a scout. It looks like he saw everything. So now Freshie is playing very dangerously, using his shields to protect his ACU, but he's gone very far forward. He doesn't have that many units. He's got a Tech 3 Arty. Just destroyed 2 bricks with 1 overcharge, so very good. Buys himself a little bit of time to get some point defense, but the shield isn't going to last for too long against so much firepower. Here's a Loyalist. Looks like that one might die. It's under a lot of fire. Overcharges it. He needs to get his Tech 3 tank production up high though, because at the moment he looks like he might get run over. But his ACU's got a lot of health, so he should be able to play Rambo for a while. Not when he's just taking shots to the face like that from distance though. So Cryo moves up to the higher ground, and this is a great move from him. He figures, why bother trying to break through Chlorgas straight on, I'm just going to go around him. And from here actually it looks like Chlorgas's Tech 3 production might be in danger. Yeah, indeed it is. So he's going to lose this factory at some point. And now some strat bombers, and looks like I just saw Freshie die at the last second. We saw bombers come in from Buatel to kill him. And if there's no give, then that puts the bottom side in a lot of trouble. This Fuzzy Bunnies was late, and there is no sharing in this game. So Congreve suddenly has the freedom to do whatever he wants, and that's very bad. That's the last thing you want. So now it's up to Fuzzy Bunnies to hope to maintain air, but Cryo's going to make that very difficult for him with an anti-air here. And I think the Ravagers from that position might have the range to reach all the way to the base. They can reach the outer edges of Captain Chlorgas's base, so Chlorgas is in big trouble here. He's not going to kill the ACU anytime soon. It has a grand total of almost 50 KHP. That's more than an experimental. It's got the gun, Tech 3. Very difficult to kill that. Fuzzy Bunnies is going to give it a try, though. No harm in trying, but he is going to lose all 3 strat bombers. Now we can see D-Day from the land. Congreve is just going to be attacking, and strat bombers are trying to do their best, but Buatel is on top of the situation. He's taken air. And now with the top team having taken air and all of the map control, then it's a matter of time. But we saw some great fights. It was very good between Chlorgas and Cryo, and it was also good with Congreve versus Freshie, which might have gone on for a very long time had it not been for Buatel's strat bombers. And with Cryo, with UAF involved, it's extremely difficult to win a point defense standoff, if not impossible. Once they get their Tech 3 up and running, then they just get into their rhythm of making Ravagers and shields and then just pushing you farther and farther back if there's nothing you can do. The force from Congreve has pushed all the way to the back. A lot of power is vulnerable. That was the most unlucky point defense in the history of the world. All this power might get killed really soon. Fuzzy Bunnies is going to try to overcharge. Brick is staying out of range though. Looks like he will not be able to overcharge it. Just barely. Oh, I see an artillery from Fuzzy Bunnies trying to fight back. That's not going to work out too well though. Plenty of shields for Cry, and he's making Arty of his own. And if the Ravagers could reach here, then the Arty can reach the whole base, and that's going to be the end. So the Arty can just start shooting in here and taking out random sections of Chlorgas's base. Looks like this brick might actually go down here. It looks like it will escape though. Huge amounts of anti-air for Chlorgas. Here's a whole bunch of strat bombers from Buatel. They could just go after the ACU here. Not clear what their target is. But Chlorgas looks like he's given up hope, so he's just running straight into Cryo's army. That's going to be the end of him. The bombers were going after Fuzzy Bunnies. He will die soon. So hopefully people enjoyed this one. It was a half-hour game. 3v3 Syrtis. I think that was a good display of Subcom FA. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I know I did. So I'll see you guys later.